Did you know you can create a variance chart like this in Power BI using just a native clustered column chart? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can show the profit by different months and also show the increase and decrease for each month compared to the previous month. Let's start the video. So I have this report and I have these tables. We have date table, we have financials table, and we are calculating the measure table, and we have this profit measure, which is just the sum of profit. And we have also calculated the month over month profit like this. Now let's take a clustered column chart and let's take this year and month name in the x-axis, and let's take this profit measure in the y-axis. Let's do a little bit of formatting. So let's start with the size and style, and let's take a padding as 20 for all the sides like this. Let's turn on the shadows and let's make the position as center, and let's go to its custom. I'll show a different type of effect. So blur, we can make it as 7, and transparency, let it be 80%. Yeah, this looks good. Next, let's disable this month title and disable this profit title as well. We don't want this value as I will show you why, because we are going to enable the data label and we are going to show it, and we are going to pick the position as inside end. So we don't need the y, and by the title itself we can say this is profit month over month. Let's change the font to Sajoi semi bold, and our formatting is there. Now to create the variance, we'll have to show a reference line, and from that reference line we'll have to show the increase and decrease for each month. In order to create that, first of all, we'll have to create the reference line. In the format section, we can see the reference line here, and we can add line, choose the type as y-axis constant line. In the value, we can say 2 million, and you can see it draws a line for 2 million, but we want this line to be a dynamic line so that it changes as per the value and it doesn't overlap with the bars. Let's create a new measure and let's say variance baseline. Let's take max x. So we are going to take the maximum value from 4 different months. If you have monthly level data, you can directly do the maximum. I don't have monthly level data, I have daily level data, so I'll have to group it first. So I'm going to summarize the financials table, and then we'll take the column year, and I'm going to take month as well, this month name. On this year and month, I'm going to calculate this profit will be just the profit measure. This is the table I have provided, which will be the monthly profit, and out of all the monthly profits, which is the maximum profit. So for that, let's take the maximum profit. Take this profit which is calculated within this summarized table. Let's take this and then close the bracket. Instead of this 2 million, if you use FX button and choose the variable baseline here, let's write variable baseline and pick this up and click on it. Now it is showing the maximum value as the baseline. Let's change this line color to the gray and make it solid. Position can be behind. Now we are taking the maximum value, but maximum value is going to overlap. If the value is negative, it's going to overlap. So we are not going to take the maximum value. We are going to multiply it with 1.8 or 1.9 so that it leaves some space. Now, if you see, it's leaving enough space so that we can add the variance, increase and decrease. So next what we can do is, so this is the variance baseline. Now we'll have to create the increase and decrease. For that, we will have to create error bars to show the increase and decrease. We can choose this variable baseline in the y-axis as well, but it is not giving the constant value. We need the constant value to create the error bars. For that, I'm going to create new measure and we'll say variable baseline 1, and this will be calculate the variable baseline, and we can just write the all function. That's it. So now if you use variable baseline 1 instead of variable baseline, we'll get a constant line. So if I use this, you can see we are getting a constant line, and we wanted to use this so that we can create the error bars from the reference line. So first of all, we'll need two baselines to create the increase and decrease both. So for increase, let's say we have created baseline 1. Let's create a similar measure called variable baseline 2, and let's copy this same thing here. This is our variable baseline 2. So let's add this variable baseline 2 as well. Now let's go to the error bars. So in the error bars, we'll have to use this baseline 1 to add the upper bound for the month over month increase. Now to add the upper bound, we'll have to create month over month positive and month over month negative to create error bars for positive and negative. So let's create a new measure and let's say month over month positive, and this will be if the MOM greater than equal to 0. In that case, I'm going to use this MOM, and this is our month over month positive. Similarly, we are going to create another measure for month over month negative, and for this month over month negative, if the month over month is less than 0, then use this month over month. So we have created these two. Now for the baseline one, in the upper bound, we are going to add this MOM positive and enable it. Relationship to this measure, we'll have to make it relevant. So now you'll see it has created the variance for wherever it is positive. So we'll go to the bars and we'll pick the bar color as green, make the width as 4, border size make it 0, we don't want border. Marker shape, we can choose this circle and make the size as 4 again. Error labels we can enable, and in the error labels we'll have to show the label format as relative numeric. Next, let's choose the variable baseline 2. In the error, let's enable it, and in the upper bound let's choose negative and choose this as relative. In the bar we can choose red color and make the width as 4, border we can remove and choose the marker shape as circle and size as 4. Error labels we can enable again, and we can make the label format as relative numeric. Tooltip we can disable. Now bars, so for go to the column section, and in the columns we can choose the variable baseline and make the color percent transparent. Choose the variable baseline 2 and make it transparent as well. Now this profit bar is looking odd. In the columns, let's choose all, and this layout section is enabled. Now we can turn on the overlap and make the space between cities as 100%. Now we have this bar showing correctly. Now next, let's remove the legend and this tooltip. So let's go to the legend and turn it off, and let's go to the properties and turn off the tooltips. So our chart is almost ready. So it's showing the profit by months, and it's also showing the increase and decrease. You see, it's showing the same thing, 0.8 million, and here it's showing increase as 0.9 million, and it's showing the decrease as well. So we can see some data labels here. So what we can do is we can go to the data label, and in the data label for profit measure, we just want to show the data label, and for the others like baseline 1 we can turn it off, and for the baseline 2 also we can turn it off. We have this chart, but there is one thing which we need to fix. We cannot read the data label for this negative variance, and if I go to the error bar where we have added this negative, in the error labels we cannot see any positions so that we can correct this position. So if you want to correct this, we'll have to add a new measure, and that measure will be, we'll have to take the maximum and then subtract this negative value from the maximum. So let's create a new measure, and I will name it as show negative label, and here I will say if the MOM is less than 0, in that case let's take the variable baseline 1, which is the maximum value, which is this constant maximum value, and I'm going to subtract the negative value from this baseline value, the maximum value. So I'm going to say month over month. We can choose anything because we have added the condition less than 0. Now this is not going to work, because if I add this show negative label in this y-axis, we can see it's showing something like this. Why? Because the variable baseline 1 is the maximum value which is up to this. If I subtract this, but this value is already in minus, so this minus and minus is doing plus, so this adding these two values, but we want to subtract these values. So for that we'll say plus instead of minus, and now we can see it's showing the value correctly. So we want a bar like this, and we can use the data label for these bars as the variance labels. Let's go to the columns, and in the columns let's choose the show negative label and make the transparency as 100%. Next, there is data label. So we can go to the data label, and in the data label we can choose the show negative label, which is on, and we can choose the value color as a gray color. So it started showing the value, but the value is not correct as we are showing the show negative label. We'll have to show the MOM negative. Now if you see, the values are correct and it is matching with the negative variance values. So we have achieved this. Now we can go to the error bar and we can turn off the error labels from here. So we have finally created the variance chart. So this is how you can create a variance chart in Power BI without using any custom visual. If you need my help and want to connect one-on-one with me, you can book a call on Topmate. And if you want to buy Power BI reports along with dataset and BRD document, you can check out the products I have here. I have provided the links in the description. See you there. These are the books that I highly recommend buying that can take your Power BI skills to the next level. These 3 books can cover almost all the aspects of Power BI, from DAX to Power Query to the overall Power BI dashboarding. You can find the link of these books in the description. Check them out if you want to level up faster. I hope you found this video useful and you have learned something new from this video. If you like my videos, do not forget to subscribe my channel. Till then, goodbye and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.